Hi, I'm Justin Farron, Creative Director at Ubisoft Singapore.
Justin, you're showing Skull and Bones here for the second time because we played it last year at E3, and this was a 3v3, what I thought was an arena game, because we played it super fun. Oh, sorry, 5v5. It was 5v5, sorry. Super fun, super competitive. I loved it. I was like, this is a fun arena game, but today you pulled the wool over our eyes and said, oh my, just kidding, it's an open world shared adventure. Talk about what you announced here today.
Well, this year we're showing our hunting grounds, which are really exactly what you said, a shared world, an open world where players can sail solo, they can form gangs of pirates together, go in with their friends, and terrorize the trade routes. It's an opportunity for players to really capture what's the essence of our game, which is hunting the trade routes and being a deadly pirate on the high seas.
So, talk about how the groups work. Do you invite friends and they join your party, and is there team damage? Because you also saw you could betray your friends too.
Well, in piracy, the fantasy itself, it's about alliances that are both fragile and ones that you build over time. They can ebb and flow. You can group with your friends. You can meet somebody on the high seas, decide to group. If you have shared objectives or you want to make sure you're a little bit safer against those other pirates who might not be as friendly, grouping together is a good way to do that. We don't have friendly fire per se, in that if you're in a group, you are a group, and you can defend yourselves against other pirates or the empires that you're fighting, or even NPC pirate gangs.
So, like, if you're in a group per se and you accidentally fire your cannon in the other ship, it won't damage it?
Well, in the demo that you're playing here today, that's the case, yeah. I mean, it's for us to kind of get players a better understanding of how they can engage the enemy. Groups are about protection, groups are about shared objectives, but betrayal could be right around the corner.
Now, when you invite someone into your group, say like a friend off your friends list, do they pop in the world, or is it you kind of sail around and yell, hey, come join my fleet?
Well, it's a little bit of both, right? If you meet a player on the high seas and you spyglass them, you can invite them to your group, and then now you guys are kind of a temporary alliance per se while you're in that hunting ground. Or before you decide to hunt, we want players to be able to group together, use the party system, and head in with the same objectives, decide which ship they're going to use, create synergies between those ships, and then hunt together.
So let's talk about the ship combat of the game, because it's basically similar to the Assassin's Creed naval combat of Black Flag, but much more deep.
Well, the lineage of our game obviously starts with our work on Assassin's Creed 3 and then Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. But we're building something a little different here from the ground up. The idea is to create those class synergies with RPG archetypes, so you can play the ship that really reflects your play style, that's right for that situation, as well as being able to build a skill-based system. So there's lots of precision. We use a full ballistic system that allows you to pinpoint your strikes, and there's lots of customization, not just in gameplay. You customize your crew, recruit different crew members, but customize the way your ship looks and acts on the seas.
Talk about the different weapons you can have in your ship, as well as the different types of ammo.
Well, it's not just so much about the ammo, but you've seen two different health bars on the ship. There, you have the sail health, and you've got the whole ship. The sail's damage is basically affecting the speed of your ship and the behavior of your ship, and the hit points are tied to the hull damage. So we want players to be able to use the weapons that are right for whatever situation. If you use, for example, the Black Horn, it's a ramming ship. It's a brigantine. It's very up close and personal. You can use your chain shot to slow down your target. Do a little bit of damage over time on the sails, and then be able to hit strikes on the hull of the ship and ram it with your special ability. That's where a lot of those different weapons come in, those synergies emerge from.
Now, pirates have been around for a long time in video games and film. What did you think about the pirate genre that's had it withstand the test of time all these years?
You look at how the genre has been explored. A lot of it comes down to the Caribbean itself. We looked at where we wanted to tell our story and the canvas that we wanted to give players an opportunity to paint for their own adventures. And the Indian Ocean was an obvious choice for us to take the genre in a different place. And our pirates are different than you see other historical pirates. Our pirates are gangsters. We want to give them an opportunity to be able to look at the failures of the pirates in the Caribbean and then adapt by being able to form a gang, work your way up the food chain, and be able to compete against the empires and other pirate gangs themselves.
Okay, so can you tell how the instancing works in hunting grounds mode? Is it like a ship ratio of how many ships are in your world at a given time?
Well, it's 10 players can go into the world. It's a persistent world almost, in that while that fortune is active, fortunes being the state of the world, it's basically reflects like the factions, the weather, the trade routes, the ocean. All those things are a variable within the hunting ground. If you log on to the hunting ground, for example, and you're sailing around, you see the state of the world, it's affected by the players that are in there as well. If you log out and you come back later, that world will evolve and change based on the actions of the players while they're in that session. So it's not just, here in the demo we have a very fixed, 20, 25 minute experience. That's not really just what the hunting grounds gives you. It gives you a chance to come revisit these states of the world as the players are affecting it. It changes and evolves over time.
Talk about the different classes of ship. You mentioned the ramming ship. I think there were a couple more classes we played last year as well.
Yeah, last year was really to sell you on the idea of what our RPG classes were.
I was sold, man.
This year, it's about, again, giving that emergent RPG archetypes to the player. We give players an opportunity to explore those synergies, right? You have 2 brigantine classes and a frigate class this year. The frigate, the Royal Fortune, is more like a tank class. Its special ability is, locking down, anchoring, and doing a basically unlimited salvo on its targets, like a field of fire control. The 2 brigantines, you have the Jaeger, a very powerful bow weapon, which allows you to focus fire on your target, almost like a shotgun that just repeats and repeats on your target, and then the Black Horn, which is the heavy ram. It's to give players an opportunity to understand the type of playstyle that works for them. They can find the right ship that really lets them express themselves in the game.
How often can you leave your ship to walk around in the world?
So you see in the presentation today, you saw the hideout. You get a little taste of what that's like. The hideout is really where you're going to explore the world on foot. It's a hub. It's where you do your progression. It's where you do your customization. You make the changes that you need to make to be able to hunt. You visit Taljeed. He's our fortune teller, which tells you about the state of the world. You're able to get an understanding of exactly this type of opportunities that you have through intel. You can meet historical and historically inspired characters, meet your crew, recruit new crew members, all of those things. It's where you really plan your hunt before you set out onto the world.
When does the game come out and what platforms will it be on?
Well, we're launching in 2019 on Xbox One, Xbox X, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 4 Pro, and Windows PC. But right now you can sign up for our live phases online at skullandbonesgame.com and be part of shaping this amazing pirate journey.